A little break from the cop sting. How brain rot ruined Generation Alpha. What's Generation Alpha? What year? They probably said that in a video, actually. Is that ours? What are we? Generation Z? No. I honestly don't know. I legit don't know the generations at this point.
We cannot raise a generation of kids that are this tuned out, that are this rude, that are this violent.
I teach 7th grade. They are still performing on the 4th grade level.
People have been sharing videos of their children literally having meltdowns after taking the iPad away from them.
What's wrong?
I want an iPad. I really want an iPad.
As a 12-year-old, the internet taught me too many things I shouldn't know. It has completely ruined me, and I have serious mental health issues. This is just one of the many horror stories about brain rot destroying generations.
I mean, this generation, who are like 2000 generation, what do you want to call it? I don't know what we want to call it. Or even 2010 generation. To now, because like now it's like 2010, it's like to 15 years. Okay, I don't even want to think about that. Anyways, now it is crazy how much information you get online and stuff that you shouldn't be seeing. Before, we had to do like missions to find stuff to what we should be seeing. For example, prawn. Prawn was one of those things when we were a kid, trying to find it and trying to access to it in any way we can. And it was very, very hard, right? I mean, it is what it is. We shouldn't be doing that, but you know, we're dumbass kids. Now, a kid could literally be on the phone, let's say on Twitter, and somehow in their feed, they could get a naked woman on their feed and just be like, oh, there it is. Like, easy as that. I was at the store earlier and heard a kid by checkout screaming about wanting a soda. That's normal. It's not, you gotta, like, you know, put some discipline in the beginning, but yeah, I mean, that's like, we all drink soda, let's be honest. We all.
Alpha. It's gotten so bad that the Oxford Dictionary made brain rot the 2024 word of the year. But although everyone is complaining about brain rot, most people still don't understand what it is exactly or how much damage it's causing. Today, we'll break it down like never before and show with proof how brain rot is destroying an entire generation. So my goal this year is to give you guys double the amount of videos with—
No, there's been like a lot of brain rot adults who believe everything online, or they make it quit consumption online. It's crazy, dude. There is brain rot with adults too, guys. I'm telling you right now, brain rot. Look at fucking Twitter.
Without sacrificing quality. And to do that, we got to keep growing. So 75%
As I was picking up 4-pack of black cherry soda.
of you guys aren't subscribed, and it would mean the world to me if you did. And I promise to give you more fire content. The disturbing rise of brain rot. Brain rot is the idea that exposure to certain content can turn you into an idiot. It's based on the belief that the internet is rotting the brains of kids who spend too much time watching videos online.
Gen Alpha content's some of the most incoherent brain dead I've ever seen in my life, okay? Like, I can physically feel my brain cells frying every second I spend watching them.
But this isn't just some theory. A mom saw it happen to her own sons. When the boys were toddlers, she would play videos on her iPad to keep them calm and entertained. It worked so well that she started calling the iPad Peace in a Pocket.
Sometimes you have an important phone call, or you've got a parent-teacher interview or whatever that you just can't be interrupted in, and it's so easy. It's peace in a pocket.
But that peace didn't last. By the time her sons were 9 and 7, they were exhibiting disturbing behavior. The boys didn't want to do anything except watch videos online and play games. They didn't even want to go to school or do homework. And when she tried to take the screens away, this happened.
And they would become sort of aggressive and throw tantrums and that sort of thing if they'd played for ages and ages.
She ended—
Yeah, if I ever had kids, I'm not buying a fucking iPad or phone right away. I will buy an educational tablet, but not like, it will be for special days. Like, you know, like those old, like what do you call it? Like the educational things. But I wouldn't make that as the main like the main entertainment aspect of things, because I feel it's gonna be very hard to obviously ignore technology, especially in today's age. But because again, you don't want to alienate your kids, especially in school. You know how kids are at school. So I will figure out a way to balance the two if I ever have kids. It's like with like iPads and iPhones or phones, whatever. It's like, hey, like I don't want them to become dependent on it, pretty much. When did it become illegal to hit kids? I feel like it happened during our generation because the generations after us us have straight. Oh no, it's our fault, by the way. Like it's literally our fault. Like or the generation before us. No, it was our fault. It's literally our fault. Because we were like the last gen before internet and technology was really affordable to the general public. The internet and everything, a lot of it was out back in the day, like around the 90s and stuff, or early 2000s, obviously. But it wasn't it wasn't accessible to everybody, right? Computing, all that wasn't accessible to every single buddy in the world. Now it's a lot more affordable than it was back then, or at least more easier to get than it was back then. So we were like the last generation before we got really influenced with the internet and technology. Then like in this generation, like almost all of them are influenced by technology. Like every single one of them are influenced by technology. Um, I don't know when it became legal to get kids. I personally believe, and this is maybe a little bit controversial or really controversial. I think sometimes kids needs to have a good ass ass whooping. Like I mean, I got him when I was a kid. You know, the chancla, the belt, and all that. That got me straight. Like holy shit, I don't want to get that. So I'm good. You know, there's some kids that don't need that. By the way, that don't need the chancla and all that kind of stuff. But there are kids who freaking do need that chancla and like fucking hit them, dude. Like
Ended her story with a warning for other parents.
There is something about it that changes their brain.
And she was absolutely right. Researchers found that too much screen time physically changes kids' brains.
One result that keeps showing up, parts of the brain related to reading, language, and decision-making are often weaker in kids who have more screen time.
This shrinking of the brain is what we call.
This is what I mean about my story on my Think of Universe. It's like it's gonna be a fun story, but also be a story about the importance of a person's creativity, imagination. Where because I always said technology has been taking that away from children. Yo, thank you for the follow. How you doing? And like how technology has been taking away a lot of our imagination, creativity. Because a lot of it is just right there already on the internet with a click, with a quick search, with a quick like playing a game, whatever, access to anything. You don't really think for yourself. You become more like in this case, brain rotted. So that's why in my story, it's gonna be really very about like the creativity, imagination, the freedom that people should have, and not have like not being like enslaved to technology, pretty much. Where I even like I got like so over it where I even started to learn how to read a map, like not with a GPS, an actual freaking map. Because I don't know, I just felt like I just needed to like learn something away from technology. That's just me though. All right, I just need to learn something away from technology, bro. And that sounds ridiculous. Reading a map, you gotta learn that. Yes, I never read a map before. I've seen them in video games, right? But like. You know, like it's ridiculous, but yeah, like it's crazy how like some of the basic skills I had to learn later on in my life because I didn't take the time and learn it because of technology. Oh, you're fine, Albert. Don't worry about it. I'm following you. It's all good. No harm done. Anyways, but yeah, moving on.
Brain rot, and by the time parents notice, it's already too late.
What's wrong?
I want an iPad. I really want an iPad.
One mom shared a story about her 7-year-old daughter who got an iPad for Christmas. No one realized how addicted this girl was until her birthday party. The house was full of guests, presents, and cake, but none of it mattered. The girl did not talk to any children invited and spent the entire party playing Roblox on her iPad. Generation Alpha
Roblox
is defined as those born from
Oh, no, you're good, you're good.
2010 to
no offense.
2024. From the moment they could hold one, these kids had iPads in their hands. That's why they've been hit the hardest by brain rot.
She knew exactly how to start it up. She knew from the get-go.
From the moment she wakes up, Violet Bolton can't wait to get on her iPad.
There are about 2 billion Gen Alphas living in the world.
Would you guys
What happens
buy your
when
kid
these brain
an
rot
iPad?
kids step into the real world? iPad kids. Studies show that kids who spend
I will also not buy them a phone right away. I will, obviously there will be some like I will buy a phone but restrictions. Not like I gotta find a medium restriction where it doesn't take away everything, because again you don't want to restrict your kids to a lot of things or else later on in life they're gonna explode. All right, they're gonna fucking explode. So but I it will have to be slowly used. I don't want them to become addicted. Motorola phone.
too much time online are more defiant and rude to their parents. A perfect example of this happened on a flight from Germany in August 2017. A mother and her child boarded the plane, and right away, you could tell this was an iPad kid. The moment they sat down, the mother asked the flight attendant to turn on the Wi-Fi so her child could use their iPad. We don't know if the Wi-Fi was turned on or not, but as soon as the plane took off, all hell broke loose.
The passengers describe an 8-hour flight from hell with non-stop and nerve-jangling screaming and fussing. They even covered their ears to drown out the 3-year-old.
Mario Boulevard, thank you for the follow. How you doing? They sell phones that only have talk and text and maybe like Snake as the only game. That's funny. Oh my god, bro. Imagine being on a plane with a crying kid for hours on end, dude. Oh my god. Yo, thank you for the raid. What is going on? Da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. Oh wow, don't raid? Yo, thank you for the raid. ¿Cómo estás todos? Hey, Nine, ¿cómo estás? Wait, si quieren que te cargo en español, puedo hablar español si tú quieren. ¿Qué onda? Yo. Oh my god, Buttercup, that's fucking Buttercup. Sorry. Yo, what up, Alberto? What up, One Angel? What up, Chimari? How's it going? What up, One Angelix? Thank you. Hola, hola, ¿cómo estás? ¿Cómo están todos? Ahorita estoy en una pintura. I'll complain right away. Oh my god. Estoy en una pintura por mi cumpleaños. Ahorita mi cumpleaños era en marzo 4, sorry. Y apenas tengo tiempo para... Oh my god. Thank you for the follow. What up, González? ¿Cómo estás? Feliz cumpleaños. Hey, gracias. Yeah. Navidad. Esto, ahorita estoy en una pintura más grande. Esto no estoy, no la acabé esta parte que vos hago diferente. Pero ahorita me estoy poniendo el color ahorita para todas las caricaturas y ya voy a poner más shading y todo esto. Como trabajo y estoy haciendo muchas cosas, no tengo mucho tiempo para acabarlo en mi cumpleaños. Pues ya tengo ahorita y la quiero acabar ya, mañana. Lo creo que va hasta mañana, algo así.
I forgot to tell you.
Oh my god. Shut up, Shadow. Hola, ¿cómo están todos? Yeah, ahorita estoy viendo un video de how brain rot ruined Generation Alpha. So es como para atrás del video. Hasta luego.
No matter what anyone did, the child wouldn't calm down.
But he was climbing all over the chairs. He was just screaming, would not let up. He was running up and down the aisles.
Some people say the solution is simple. Punish the kid. Spank them. Take away their devices. But what happens when the kid isn't small anymore? Like this 15-year-old Gen Alpha boy who is 6 feet tall and 270 pounds. In September 2022, his mom allegedly took away his phone as punishment. In retaliation, he destroyed the entire house.
Are you serious?
Desperate for help, his mother started a GoFundMe to raise money for repairs. But when people started criticizing her son for being spoiled, she tried to change the story. She posted another video saying her son was mentally ill and that his meltdown wasn't over a phone, but the internet wasn't buying it. They thought she was only saying that so more people could feel sorry for her and donate. But this kind of aggression from kids is everywhere now, even in schools.
I was gonna try to get him arrested.
A student throw chairs at me and shoes because I asked them to get their math book out, but they didn't want to.
And nothing triggers aggression faster than a parent taking away the iPad.
What? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
People have been sharing videos of their children literally having meltdowns after taking the iPad away from them. I mean, this one is literally picking up a chair to throw it.
But Gen Alpha kids who aren't lashing out are facing
all the kids, todos los niños need to agarrar una chancla, man. Like, what the hell? Is the other kids teach him how tough he is? True, right? Let the other kids see
a different emotional problem, depression. In 2021, researchers found that high school kids who spend too much time on TikTok experience memory loss, depression, stress, and anxiety. Sometimes even healthy teens start believing they have a mental disorder.
Oh, you know why? Yeah, I was about to say that. You know why? Because there's a weird pandemic right now with social media about faking mental illness. I literally call mental illness bullshit nowadays because a lot of people just bullshit it. They fake it. They're not being real. They're not saying reality shit. They're just saying, "Oh, I have depression, of this, and that," without actually getting diagnosed. Like they're being retarded. I'll say it. They're being freaking retarded. Where like they feel a little bit sad today. Oh, that's depression. Like, no, you just feel a little bit sad today. You know what? Ahorita como están como no ser feliz. Ahorita. Wait. I'm gonna open a packet, guys. We're gonna make this sad thing into a happy thing. There we go. Oh, okay, there we go. No. Come on, era algo nuevo, but come on, no era nada. No era nada, man. I'm depressed. God damn it, man. Hold up. There you go.
Disorder just because they saw it on TikTok.
Important story for parents to hear. Rise in teens on TikTok self-diagnosing themselves with rare mental health disorders, in most cases that they don't have, after watching videos on the social platform.
But it doesn't stop at wrong diagnoses. In one bizarre case, teens actually developed physical symptoms.
Teenage girls showing up at their doctor's office with these strange tics, these strange movements, jerking movements. Nobody could figure out why.
Doctors were baffled. It took a team of investigative reporters to solve the mystery.
According to a recent Wall Street Journal article, doctors say all the girls have one thing in common. They're watching TikTok videos of people with Tourette's syndrome, which is a neurological disorder that can cause physical tics.
No wonder TikTok is called the worst social media platform of all. It's pure brain rot. This next brain rot problem destroys the innocence of kids. Inappropriate content for kids. Kids who spend all their time online don't have to go looking for adult content. It finds them. First, they stumble upon viral memes that might be funny for an adult, but can be extremely harmful for a child. For example, there are plenty of instances of children quoting the Hawk Tuah meme without understanding what it means. There's even a children's song about Hawk Tuah that stayed up on YouTube Kids for 3 days. We've also seen kids making jokes about P. Diddy and baby oil. That's not something a child should know about, but inappropriate jokes are just the beginning. Once a kid falls into toxic content, it only gets worse. Some as young as 9 are addicted to mature videos. Others watch real-life gore and fetish content, and this exposure changes them. They start talking and acting differently. Some get so edgy they want to get physical with the cops.
And then he has to provide his ID.
Yeah, you know what? Y'all know what? The police, the Freemasons suck my.
Although TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter try to filter the worst content, kids still find it because they're always online. Before we explain the next way brain rot is destroying Generation Alpha, there's one question we need to answer. If brain rot content is so bad, why do creators keep making it? Getting rich from brain rot.
Yeah,
brain rot isn't just about too much screen time. It's also about the fast, flashy content kids watch online that messes with their brains.
You can use it in two ways. You could say, that's brain rot. Yes. Or you can say, that video gave me brain rot. Two ways.
While brain rot content is destroying Gen Alpha, it's making those creating it filthy rich. Let's look at the numbers, starting with one of the worst offenders, CoComelon. Right now, CoComelon's YouTube channel has 189 million subscribers and 1,400 videos. And those videos have been watched 196 billion times. And every single one of those views puts money in their pockets. However, their biggest payday came in 2021 when the studio behind CoComelon was sold for $3 billion. But CoComelon isn't the only show cashing in on brain rot. According to Forbes, the Baby Shark dance video earns around $283,000 each month. That's about $9,400 a day. We can't talk about brain rot shows without Skibbity Toilet. It's a nonsensical YouTube series about toilets with human heads in the bowls, but it gets over 30 million views per video and could earn up to $23 million per year from YouTube alone. But it's not just videos. Even social media platforms are worsening brain rot by making their apps more addictive. Scrolling on TikTok has been compared to playing a slot machine in a casino. Every short video gives a tiny hint of dopamine, making users more addicted. Now, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram are copying TikTok, pushing short videos to keep people hooked. And it's paying off. Here's a table showing how much social media platforms earn in 2024. It ranges from $800 million to $80 billion. Despite the warnings, nobody is stopping. If anything, they're doubling down because brain rot is a gold mine. This next problem is serious because it affects Gen Alpha's daily life. A generation that can't communicate. Watch this video and see if you understand what this kid is saying.
Diddies and diddy men. Keep your phantom high, but Sigma's higher. And remember, it's just alcohol.
Sounds like complete nonsense.
I kind of understood that because I'm on the internet. What the fuck? It says keep your alcohol higher.
Sense, right? But believe it or not, this is how many Gen Alpha kids talk now. It's called brain rot slang.
I do a GRWM for my OOTD, but I don't have the proper ring light they tell me I need.
The slang only makes sense if you're deep into online culture. Otherwise, it's gibberish. It's so frustrating that a TV show host brought her own Gen Alpha son on live television just to explain this bizarre way of speaking.
When you say Skibbity Toilet, what are you talking about? Are you just talking about that? Or is it just a funny thing to say?
But every brain rot word has a meaning. Riz is short for charisma, only in Ohio refers to anything that's strange or random. And skibbity can mean good, cool, bad, evil, or dumb, depending on the context. There are so many of these terms that someone started a brain rot dictionary to keep track. But brain rot slang is not a laughing matter. Many teachers have noticed that kids who speak brain rot struggle to switch back to normal English. It's like they're forgetting how to talk properly. But at least teenagers can still talk. Toddlers, on the other hand, are losing their ability to speak at all. A mother shared her experience with CoComelon. You know
what it reminds me of? Reminds me of the South Park episode about they taking their jerks. How like the people couldn't communicate anymore. That's what it feels like. Yeah, I know they're Gen Alpha, but they should be called zombies. Yeah, like there's so much influence how they talk. They don't even know how to like shut it down. Shut internet talk with human regular talk. Ellos no pueden hablar bien. Son pendejos.
The worst brain rot shows. My youngest was watching CoComelon almost every day, and I just thought he was taking a bit longer with his speech. But after I cut it out, his speech picked up almost instantly. He started saying simple words like mama and dada that he hadn't said before. There's a reason for this. For starters, the scenes in CoComelon change every 1 to 3 seconds.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
It's so fast that kids barely have time to process what's happening on screen. Secondly, the colors in Cocomelon are at maximum saturation, which can overwhelm a child's developing brain. Last but not least, Cocomelon has repetitive songs and high-pitched sounds, all designed to grab and hold a child's focus.
And all of that is happening simultaneously. The child is being overstimulated.
And that overstimulation comes with consequences.
Instead of the child singing along or, rehearsing the lessons in the show, they are just mesmerized by what is happening. All of the different senses that are being stimulated in the moment of watching, and it actually causes them to become nonverbal.
It's a national crisis. A 2023 survey found that 1 in 5 children were behind with their talking and understanding of words. That's the highest number ever recorded. Talking is how people express themselves. So what happens when an entire generation grows up only knowing how to speak in brain rot? Or worse, what happens when they can't speak at all? Following the cool kids. Brain rot has trained Gen Alpha not to think. So when a new TikTok trend goes viral, they don't stop to ask, is this a bad idea? They just jump in, and sometimes it ends in disaster. Take the outlet challenge. Kids were shoving coins into electric sockets just to make sparks fly. Or the devious licks challenge, where kids filmed themselves stealing from their own schools, and those who got caught got in trouble.
Friend's been expelled from school for riding his scooter after hours and stealing a handicap parking sign from the school.
And worst of them all, the blackout challenge. That one was fatal. This isn't just about dumb TikTok trends, it's about an entire generation of kids losing their ability to learn. The dumb generation. Brain rot has messed with Gen Alpha's brains so badly, they can't even study.
We are in a crisis mode in American schools.
On TikTok, videos about
You know what? That makes so much sense now. Why Cardi B is actually famous, and people think this album is like 10 out of 10 because people are stupid now. You like this is why people think that Cardi B's album is 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 because people are so retarded now. It sounds like gibberish, right? Even breaking down like the lyrics and all that is one of the most stupidest shit ever, dude. Stupidest shit ever, dude.
About Gen Alpha struggling to read have almost 417 million views.
I teach 7th grade, they are still performing on the 4th grade level.
Even the kids who can read can only handle simple sentences or scan headlines, but ask them to read something longer or more complex, they shut down. And then there's the problem of low attention spans.
They can't even attend to a video. They can't even attend to a 3-minute video clip. I can play it, I can tell them what it's going to be about, I can summarize what the video did, and not a single one can tell me what the video was about.
As if being distracted and unable to read wasn't
Yeah, I'm actually affected by that too as well.
bad enough. Gen Alpha is also making their teachers' lives miserable.
Having to teach and work with you guys as children has been the most traumatic experience of my life. They don't respect any authority. You ask them, can you stand in your designated spot? They're telling you no and shut up.
In 2023, reading and math scores among 13-year-olds in the US fell to their lowest levels in decades. That's solid proof brain rot is destroying the education of an entire generation.
And we are expecting them to go to college and obtain jobs when they cannot even comprehend basic skills.
Brain rot content won't disappear because it's too profitable, but parents can control what their kids watch, and that choice changes everything. More importantly, kids need time away from their screens. And if you're Gen Alpha and you're watching this, here's my advice. Don't let brain rot ruin your future. Visual Venture.
I'm actually afraid for jobs.
If you guys like this video, you guys would probably like my video on the worst TikTok.
Also, all this could be happening on purpose because this is why AI and robots can be taking over all our jobs. We're gonna have universal income, and we're not gonna do shit anymore, and we're gonna become lazy and fat, just like Wally. Pog on that, guys.